this final speech of the round, I would like to continue to affirm the resolve the United States should imprison only those who commit violent crimes. I'd like to talk about first a few issues that have gone around and then talk about what this debate really boils down to. So the first issue I would like to talk about is infrastructure. I'm not sure where my opponents are getting this 70% statistic, but it clearly says on the front page of the packet, 52% of sentenced prisoners were in prison for violent crimes. So what we're seeing is that a full over 50% of the population, slightly less than 50% of the population is in for non-violent crimes. So then let's look to the idea that California is 200% over capacity. California is going to have to address this issue. That means that either they can build more prisons with this money, or they can build more halfway houses and rehabilitation centers. So I'm really not seeing this monetary issue that my opponents are talking about. So now I'd like to spend the remainder of my time to talk about justice and to talk about this issue that my opponents are very concerned about. And I feel that in boiling down this debate to absurdities such as the affirmative loves child pornography viewers, we're ignoring some very real issues here about the fundamental nature of justice. And I think the question I would like to pose is, what is our justice system based on? And I think that we should look to a rational argument, not an emotional argument. What is the system based on? Punishing people for their crimes? Of course, we can both agree on that. But not blind emotional response, certainly not revenge, and certainly not, as my opponents advanced, a system based on, I hate Ponzi schemes, and I hate child pornography. So those people should go to jail for a long time, because I hate that, and that's my emotions. What we're seeing is that the American justice system is based on a system of proportional response. We already have a version of this in play. Some people will go to Guantanamo. Some people will go to maximum lockup. Some people are going to go to minimum security prisons. We already have this system of delineation in place. This is not a radical idea. All we're doing is taking this a step farther and saying that there are some people that, going back to what we started this debate with, the fundamental nature of the prison system. What should the purpose of prisons be? Side affirmative feels that the purpose of prisons is to keep dangerous individuals away from the rest of society. And we can look to here the fact that slightly less than a majority of the current prison population is not an active, violent threat to the rest of society, and can, if we take this delineation one step further, can be put into a different system. So I think what we can look to here is, as my opponents mentioned, the public safety, of course. But American justice obviously weighs public safety against proportional just response. If American justice system only looked for public safety, then they would lock up anyone that committed a crime ever because they might be a threat later. So what we're seeing is that American justice is not focused solely on safety at the detriment to all else. We see that American justice weighs public safety with what the fair response is, what the just response is, what the most logical response is. And because side affirmative is the most logical, because we see that there is a 200% overcrowding, and that cannot be solved by simply fixing scratches on the surface, such as minimum sentencing requirements. Because side affirmative looks at this logically instead of emotionally. You must affirm. Thank you.